welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda and today I'm playing with my counterfeit kit and doing Rainbow Crush, which is using orange, and playing along with 30 Days of Sketches from Christie's Beautiful Life series 19. And the sketch today is from the amazing Scrapping Harden and this pretty cool sketch. So I pulled out a couple of pieces of orange 8x8. That is the photo. It is of my youngest making a ukulele for part of our science when we homeschooled. And look at all that orange. Some more orange, some other orange. I'm not using any of the stars, but... And then I pulled out the 49 and Market ink in Just Peachy, which is also orange. And this music note stencil that I've actually got some pretty good use out of lately. So, yay. And so I'm just going to tape down my cardstock because I didn't want it moving around. I lined it up with my mat, and then I'm just gonna line that up with my mat as well. So these end up being straight-ish. Is it perfect? No, but will it work? 100%. And I'm just gonna use, I could have used like 1, 2, 3 all the way down and then lined it up again, but I'm only gonna use that first one and repeat all the way through. So I'm gonna speed this up quite a bit because it is a little bit repetitive with this part of things, and then I'll slow it down after I get the background paper done. I love making background papers with stencils. So if you saw my forgery, you know that this month I made one with stamping as well. You can do it just as easy with stencils. And so making this background paper with music notes probably took me 3 minutes. And it's a piece of cardstock and done. And now look at it matches really, really well. So these were two pieces of paper that I had in my stash from an 8x8. I don't know what it is, what it's called. That top one right now has a bit of pink in it, but the gist of the orange is it needs to be about 75% of your page. So between the orange on the background and the 2 orange pattern papers and the orange in my photo and all of the orangey embellishments, I will definitely be there. So that little bit of pink is not going to bug me, and it just adds a little bit of interest. You can see that I pulled my paper into my cutter and that I traced those 8x8 sheets, and I'm just cutting out a piece of this that I've already made so I can map my photo in it, because why not? So now I have a hole in my page, but that's okay. All that pattern paper is totally gonna cover that up. And so then I'm cutting this down to 4.5 by 6.5. And so that'll be my first mat for my photo. And then this, I'm trying to figure out which way I want which paper. So that flower one's cute, but I really like, yes, no, maybe. So you can see that I flipped the sketch too. So all of this was on the other side, but my daughter's looking into the page if I do it this way. So I decided tiny bit of a black frame around for a mat, and then this really orange glitter cardstock is going to be the outside frame. And so my picture gets triple matted. My picture is quite a bit bigger than what Christine Harden has in the sketch, and that's totally okay. So a sketch is a jumping off point. If you haven't heard me say that before, I'm sure you have if you've watched any of my sketch ones. Always just a jumping off point. You can change it, you can play with it, do whatever you need to make it work for your photos. And see, I did gut out that glitter cardstock as well, because I'm not going to waste any glitter. Nope. I will find a use for it sometime. So there's quite a bit of that white-orange music note around my photo, and then just a sliver of the black and a sliver of this orange glitter, and I decided that it needed just a little bit of ink around the edges of this, and this pattern paper is all going to get a little bit. My main pattern paper doesn't. I had thought about it, but I didn't get there. I ended up with a phone call with my mother-in-law in the middle of all this, so I probably just forgot, honestly. So I am doing this part, getting this stuck down, following my pencil lines, trying to make sure that my corners are matchy up enough. Are they perfect? Nope. And then just erasing. It's actually my table that's moving, not my camera. My camera's not on my table, it hovers over top. And then I did have this orange piece of scrap, and it is going to go on the top like Christine has hers. And I don't have enough, so I do have to find another little piece of this. I'm like, I'm sure I have more. Oh, look it. I definitely do. So yay for the scrap bin. This came off of a different counterfeit kit that I had earlier this year. I'm going to cut that in half because it obviously doesn't stretch the whole way and it doesn't fit quite right. But if I do that, it totally does. And now you can't tell that was a shorter piece of orange. But super cute. And then I'm going to snip this corner off. And, oh, so cute. I'm already so happy with it at this point. Like, yep, and that's there. And it's orange and orange and more orange. And look at an orange with a little bit of pink tag. I'm going to put black soot around this as well, just to make it pop out a little bit. And I don't mind a little bit of black on here. And so that works pretty good. I'm going to get my photo down and the tag. My tag I'm going to move again, but that's okay. Even again after that, it's going to move. And so Christine had a tag in hers, but her tag was in a different orientation. Above the photo, mine is coming out from the side, but I really didn't have the space on my layout with the larger photo. So I put those two flowers down that are orange. One's white with an orange center. The other one is definitely orange. That center looks black, but it's actually a crystal. And then that orange heart that is acetate, and then some orange enamel dots I'm going to put on. I don't know why I did that right at that moment, but I did. And then there's some other ones, but not yet. And then looking for some stuff. I did put that yes to me down. I didn't quite catch it on my recording. And then that geotag says you are here, and that came out of this month's counterfeit kit. So there's some of previous months, this month, which is all good. Fun. Using up my stash. None of this is new. All of this is super old, which makes me super happy. And then I'm going to go find some letters. These letters in like a burnt orange color, and they're from the Studio Calico. And I'm going to spell out ukulele science. And so I'm going to show you on my ruler to start with. Sometimes I can just take my ruler and line it up at the top and push them all down and sneak my ruler out. I don't do that this time, and this is where I have to reposition my tag one more time, just because I want my title to be on there. My journaling actually ends up on here in between as well, just trying to figure out where I want it. Up here's good. And then, so I'm going to put it on without it being there. I pulled that B because I was thinking of ukulele building, but I didn't have another U, and so I'm going to do ukulele science because this was part of our science when we homeschooled. They were lovely kits that we got, and I do need to Frankenstein and E together, but these are super easy to do. I'm just going to take off the bottom part of this L, and super easy. But this was a kit that we did, and we got to learn about music and the ear, and it was building, and even how tight the wires need to be, and all sorts of things. So this was super, super fun. I also have this piece of ribbon that is actually for gifts, not necessarily scrapbooking. So I did take my scissors and make it all curly, because isn't that cute? It's a little bit of dimension, and I thought it was super cute. And I didn't have any other orange ribbon. I looked. I didn't have any more orange. This is what I got. So or twine. No orange twine either. So I thought I did at one point, but who knows. And then I wanted just a little bit more on here, so I am doing that strip across the top with just a little bit more, and then move that enamel dot where that white spot was, because why not? And then that's super cute. We're adjusting that just a little bit. And my journaling says one of our science kids was building a ukulele and learning the science of music. And last bit is a few more enamel dots. And have some close-ups here. If you enjoyed my layout, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share some crafty love in the comments below. Blogs, playlists, and links are always shared in the description box below as well. Until next time, I hope you stay inspired, scrappy, and full of ideas. Here's some close-ups. One more. There's some other things you might want to look at here from me. And thank you for being here. Have yourself a great day.